the fans are making a lot of noise at AT&T Stadium.
Anything that moves between these lines, got to get dealt with.
They hand it to Pollard. He comes running out the right side. Deep to the post to Lamb. At the 5 to the goal line.
Dallas Cowboys Game Night is presented by AT&T, the official 5G innovation partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. It's Miller time. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full and condensed game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl.
A Sunday night stampede made its way through AT&T Stadium in Week 13, and no, it was not the Colts leading the charge. It was the Dallas Cowboys in a 54-19 win over Indianapolis on Sunday Night Football. Welcome in to Cowboys Game Night here from AT&T Stadium. Alongside Nate Newton, I'm Kyle Yeomans. Glad you're with us. We'll be here over the next 30 minutes with interviews, highlights, stats, and a whole lot more, breaking down the Cowboys win over the Colts. And Nate, it really opened up in that second half, third quarter, fourth quarter, because the defense set the tone after it was 21-19, and then Dallas really opened it up.
Yeah, once again, our offense started a little slow, but like you said, our defense kept us in it, and we had a lead going into halftime. But when this thing opened up in the second half, they took away the run game with Jonathan Taylor. I think he had 21 carries for maybe 92 yards, so they stopped that run game, so they had to pass. And when they opened up the game for Matt Ryan to pass, the floodgates opened in the airways, man.
Dallas got after him after that. It was Indianapolis that started the scoring early on. They started with a field goal, but Dallas on the ensuing possession answered right back. A big third down conversion to CeeDee Lamb. He stays up and on his feet, and then he walks into the end zone, his 6th touchdown of the season.
That's CeeDee being alert, man. He wasn't all the way down. He spun around. He went to the end zone.
He's able to stay on his feet here. Look at this. Never actually touched the ground. Got some help from an elbow, and then he got back up and streaked down the right sideline. Again, 6th touchdown of the year. Dallas up 7-3. Indy would answer, though, on their next drive. Following a big play to Alec Pierce, it's Ashton Doolin who works open in the end zone and catches the wide open pass. Indy led 10-7 entering the second, but not for long, because after a defensive stop, Tony Pollard punches it into the end zone from 2 yards out. Dallas would get another stop, but the first turnover comes in the fashion of a Stephon Gilmore interception. Indy turned that to 3 points the other way as he was able to undercut this pass. After Michael Gallup fell down, Gilmore was wide open to make the grab. Now after that, Cowboys held to a 3-and-out. Colts driving for points prior to the half. Matt Ryan's pass tipped in the air by Trayvon Diggs, and it was Malik Hooker there for the interception against his former team. That gave Dallas a chance for points, setting up this opportunity with Dak Prescott having to roll out to his right, avoid the pressure from Yannick Ngakoue. He finds Michael Gallup, who threads the needle for 6. Dallas up 21-13 after the break. Big play from Michael Gallup.
Yeah, a great play by Michael Gallup, but I like the way Dak got out of the pocket and invaded that sack.
Dallas up by 8 at the halftime break. Under 4 to play in the third. It was the same score. After a 4th down conversion, Alec Pierce found the end zone again. This time, it was for a touchdown in the back of the end zone, up over the top of Kelvin Joseph. Set up a chance to tie the game on a 2-point conversion, but Deron Bland says no, rejects Paris Campbell in the flat, and because of that, Dallas remained up by 2. Dallas wasn't done just yet, though, as they were able to get down the field. This time, Michael Gallup elevates for his 2nd touchdown of the game, his first multi-touchdown game of the 2022 season. Dallas wasn't done just yet. Next drive, Damone Clark with the strip. Malik Hooker would hop on top of it, and he would take it all the way back to the house. He's the first defender for the Dallas Cowboys to have an interception and a scoop and score for a touchdown. Since 1983. It's been a long time since the Cowboys have seen a defensive performance like that.
Nobody's alert like this Cowboys defense, man. They scoop, they score, they take it to the hole, man. I like that right there, man. Kid going against his old team.
He got the game ball from Sunday Night Football after this one as well. That was their second takeaway. Wouldn't have to wait very long for their third. Another rookie, Deron Bland, again with the interception. He had that PBU in the flat. He picks this one off, gives the football back to Dallas, and they would certainly reward him. Tony Pollard, again, this time off of the toss, rolls to the left, goes outside the numbers, stutter steps his way past a couple defenders, and then then one final cut right back to the inside. Dallas with a 40-burger. They would actually add on some more scores after that. Deron Bland would add another pick. Zeke found the end zone again, and the Cowboys win it 54-19, the final score. We've got plenty more to come here on Cowboys Game Night from AT&T Stadium. We'll be right back. We'll hear from Ezekiel Elliott, who found the end zone for the first time against the Indianapolis Colts in his career, when we come back right after this on Cowboys Game Night.
Just being relentless, understanding the situation. Understanding they was just trying to, how they was going to attack, especially when our offense went up 15. Understanding the run game was going to switch, and a bunch of them quick routes that they were trying to run, we was just sitting on them a little bit more and just going for the ball. Yeah, we was like 50. Yeah, we was definitely just like, another one, but. You kind of preach it all week, talking about ball, and then go execute. That's big.
What's a performance like this say the ceiling for this team and where you guys are going?
It's definitely another statement win, but obviously, you just got to keep the humility, understand it's still ways to go. It's just right now. I think we accomplished and did a lot of great things last year, but we got to continue to do it for when it matters.
You had a chance. I know you're still looking for that first interception. I mean, you had your hands on one maybe I know it was a quick, tough pass.
Yeah.
You feel like it's coming soon?
Yeah, it's definitely coming soon. It's just teasing me right now, I don't know if it's going to come in year 2, year 3, but I'm going to get one. It's coming. If we get him, great. I think he'll be another foundation piece to this team, make our offense even more explosive. But if you're not, I wish him the best, and I love what he does, and I love who he represents, and just keep going.
This segment is brought to you by the Texas Lottery. If you have a lucky quarter, it could pay off big when you play the new Cowboys scratch ticket game from the Texas Lottery.
Entering Week 13, there was only one team in the NFL, not named the Dallas Cowboys, to never allow a touchdown to either Dak Prescott or Ezekiel Elliott. Well, both of them found the end zone tonight against the Indianapolis Colts. And, well, here's what Zeke had to say following the 54-19 win over Indy.
The Colts hung around for a little while, but then you guys kicked it into gear. Is this the best run you guys have been on since maybe you were a rookie when you guys won 11 straight?
I think you could put it up there. This team's really clicking right now on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. Run game's looking really good. Receivers playing lights out. On defense, everyone knows what they've been doing all year. I don't know how many takeaways was it this year? 4, 3? Mm-hmm. Almost 2 touchdowns. Really happy for Hook, getting to play against the team that drafted him, and for him to have the day that he had, I know it means a lot to him.
Complementary football continues to work, not only the passing game, but the running game with you and your little brother, Tony Pollard. Can you talk about his game as well as yours?
Man, TP, he's so fast. He's just running by guys. A couple of them plays, he's outrunning the blockers. So you give him a little slither of daylight, he's gonna take it to the crib and make it pay.
On your touchdown, the crowd was chanting your name. Could you hear all of that?
I love that. I love when we get on the goal line and the crowd, they calling for Zeke. Really appreciate that. We had a good crowd today.
Let's talk about the kettle celebration. You and Dak put something together?
I just had to come up with something. try to top the guys from last week. I don't know if we did. I don't think it's kind of hard to beat the whack-a-mole, but we queued up the Jack in the Box today.
Appreciate it. Congratulations, Zeke.
Thank you. Appreciate you. I think this team is dangerous. I think we're definitely dangerous. Just the way we're built. That defense, as strong as they are, the pass rush. Getting after the passer, getting after the quarterback, and I don't know how many picks did we have today. We took the ball away a lot. The run game was clicking. Receivers played really well. MG had them a day. Glad to see MG go out there and get 2 touchdowns, and shoot, we're rolling.
Zeke, do you think this is the most complete game the team has played so far this season?
Yeah, I'll say this game definitely was one of the most complete games we played this season. Coming out of half a 1-score game and us kind of busting the thing wide open and we scored 50, 54. I had a feeling that we was gonna score 40 today. I didn't know we was gonna score 50.
What was the mood in the locker room? They were kind of hanging around a little bit, and then the second half, y'all really kind of turned it on. Was there something said in the locker room?
Just we got to keep taking shots. Keep taking shots. It's the NFL. Teams are good. Everyone's good. So that first half is always going to be tough. But we knew if we just kept being consistent, kept executing, that things would start to roll our way.
Ezekiel Elliott in that running game really off to a great start, 200-plus yards on the ground, and they had a ton of success against that Colts front seven.
Yeah, and I'm loving his average at 4.8 today, man, 77 yards. He's a tenderizer. He beats down the defense so Pollard can explode over him. And I'm loving that, man. Zeke is a total team player.
And that Cowboys front seven had a ton of success in their own right as well. When we come back, we're joined by Osa Odighizuwa right here live from AT&T Stadium. Don't go away. More to come on Cowboys Game Night.
This segment was brought to you by the Texas Lottery. If you have a lucky quarter, it could pay off big when you play the new Cowboys scratch ticket game from the Texas Lottery.
How are you, sir?
Feel pretty good. How you doing tonight?
Good, I'm okay. How would you describe that fourth quarter?
Explosive. I think really, the defense set the tone. Obviously, with the takeaways in the run game, and the backs. Like anything, it starts up front, and I think our perimeter players just continue to make plays. Throughout the game, we were able to break it open there in the fourth quarter.
These games are always hard to win, but it was a tight game early on. But yeah. How did you see that, especially the second half?
Well, I just think like anything, you just trust your preparation, not to get into what do you call it, coach speak. But every week, it's nice to be in these 7-day runs because I feel like it just gives you the optimal opportunity just to come out here and get going and make the adjustments that you have to make each week. But I felt like we were ready to play. I thought they made a few plays early, which credit to the Colts, but it was we called it a Cowboys 6 game. We knew this was going to come down to the fundamentals of ball security, tackling, getting off blocks, big play opportunities. So, and I thought our players just did a good job consistently staying after it for 4 quarters.
Lamb and Gallup looked like they had another strong game.
Yeah, definitely. Just yards after the catch. It's just they're a vision defense, very systematic, very disciplined. They tackle very well. So we knew we talked all week about breaking arm tackles and getting the ball to a second level, and we, like I said, I
54-19, the final score as the Cowboys come out on top over the Indianapolis Colts. Welcome into Cowboys Game Night alongside Nate Newton. I'm Kyle Yeomans, now joined by a very special guest, member of that Cowboys front seven, Osa Odighizuwa. And Osa, it was a tough challenge coming in on paper to slow down Jonathan Taylor. You guys did that with flying colors, passed that test all the way through. What was it like going up against that Colts offensive front and having so much success, especially in that second half?
I mean, it was good just seeing part of something that we're constantly working, just being successful in that. Just something that we worked on in practice, emphasized in practice, being able to translate over to the game is always a good feeling.
It really felt like in that second half things started to ravel in the right way for you guys. What was kind of the turning point to that defense and the way that you guys had some success in that third quarter, fourth quarter?
I wouldn't really say it was a turning point. I feel like we're just keep chopping, you know what I mean, just chopping away at it, just chipping away, and then we just kept consistent, kept going hard. Things started to go our way.
You know, Osa, when I look at this team, man, I see the depth. You know, I see you and Quentin sometime. I see you and Gallimore sometime, but you are that constant at that three technique and sometimes the one man. I mean, you've grown in 2 years.
Wait, what'd you say?
You've grown in 2 years. You've from a part-time player to a starter to now being a full-time starter. You're the man. You've grown this.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
You've just been working hard.
So what has been the biggest change for you now into year two and having a lot of success? Is it the guys around you? Is it the personal growth that you've had? Which one's kind of led to more success?
I feel like it's a combination of both. The connection is deeper, you know what I mean, between me and the guy to my left and my right, just as we've been spending more time together. We're spending more time under DQ's system and in the defense, getting to execute at the higher level just because we know the game, we know the defense. Things are just starting to click a little bit faster, and we can slow it down a little bit.
What's it like whenever things start going right, to the point that they did in that second half, whenever Dan Quinn's calling the plays and you guys have that extra level of confidence? How fun is that to be a part of a defense that flies around like that?
It's a lot of fun, and, you know, we're always competing, so just being able to compete with one another, push each other to go harder it's a lot of fun.
And in the second half, when y'all started just to get the sacks and the turnovers, man, what are y'all saying to one another? I mean, what's the joyousness like?
A lot. We just having fun with it. You know what I mean? Just chopping it up. Just like I said, having fun. I couldn't tell you exactly what was said, but we having a good time. We having a good time.
We are on TV, so yeah, you probably need to keep a little bit of that in-house. But when those conversations are being had, is there kind of a sense of you don't want to be left out when there are so many different guys making plays like that?
Yeah, I mean, like any third and long, like we want to be out there. Coach calls me out, I'm like, dang, like, you know what I mean? Like, guys are starting to, like, especially when we start to get up, you know what I mean? Like, we get to pin our ears back and we get to go hunt. So you want to be out there on the field in those situations.
Last year you saw a little bit of a difference in the defense as well, but what's the biggest difference from 2021 to this 2022 bunch?
Like I said, man, like things are just starting to click. Everyone's getting a little bit more time under DQ, so we're just being able to process things a little bit faster. Your mind can slow the game down.
Is it a certain number of snaps you go before you come out? Do you raise your hand, or is it a rotation? Do Coach got a certain set that he does?
We just let Coach handle it. They do a pretty good job of rotating us, so they just tell us go as hard as you can. We'll send guys in for you.
Cowboys defensive tackle Osa Odighizuwa. I don't even know if I can call you a defensive tackle. I feel like you're all over the defensive line. I'll just say D lineman. How about that? Just what you got?
I mean, I consider myself a D tackle.
Okay. Right. Okay, I would say that, but you're just all over the place. That's the real big thing about it. He's got the ice here, too. You look at the chain as well. He's always looking fresh in his second year. I was already saying he looks like a veteran. Looks like a veteran in the post-game dress. Osa Odighizuwa joining us here on Cowboys Game Night. When we come back, we talk to Deron Bland. He was one of the key members of that Cowboys defense, had a couple of picks and a big PBU. We hear from Bland when we come back.
Yeah, we ready? Yeah, it's definitely special today, man. I'm glad we came out here and we dominated how we wanted to, man. It just feels good to be able to get the win. I mean, I ain't really had no special words, man. I mean, the message for me today was just, if you're a big dog, man, be a big dog today. And I feel like that showed out there today, man. I feel like on both sides of the ball, we was able to run the ball, we was able to stop the run, which was a big key to the game today. And I feel like that's why we was able to get the victory tonight.
All those takeaways in the fourth quarter, by the way, 32 points, that's the most in Cowboys history.
Yeah.
At any time. But could you speak to just the
Well, we believe every week we go in, we're dominant enough to be able to get teams, under 14 points, as far as up 2 scores. So we felt like once we get there, we just had to, capitalize on it. We feel like that's what we've been lacking throughout this year. And today, when we got up them 2 scores or whatever, we just pretty much built off. We started creating turnovers, sack fumbles, and everything. And that's how we want to be every week. That was just the emphasis for us this week.
Well, why does it come in bunches? They all say that it comes in bunches. Is there any real explanation?
That's the football guys, I guess. That's what they've been saying. That's what they say. But honestly, man, those guys was just after it up front. You watch the game from from the beginning to the end, those guys was dominant up front, and they was creating a lot of those takeaways, forcing the quarterback to have to get the ball out a little faster than he wanted to. And when you do that and timing the routes is off, man, that's when tip passes and, sack fumbles and all that stuff come along.
Cowboys rookie cornerback DaRon Bland becomes just the 5th Cowboys rookie to have multiple picks in the same games over the last 35 seasons. Here's what he had to say after his breakout game and the win over the Indianapolis Colts.
I was always going to be a chip on my shoulder for being a 5th-round pick. I felt like I could have been more, but, it is what it is.
How much pride, DaRon made some big plays, too. I mean, rookies like you guys, how much pride do you have in that?
Well, that's one of the things we coming in, me and him was talking about. As soon as we came in, it was like, once we get on that field, we want to make some plays.
What can you say about this 2022 rookie class that, objectively speaking, is easily one of the best, if not the best, Cowboys draft class in decades?
I mean, each one of us, each one they brought in, each position, they're playing pretty much. So this rookie class has been really special.
Ron, how dangerous is this team, just the way the defense is playing, the offense, everybody? It's all complementary football. How dangerous can this team be?
I mean, you see in the fourth quarter, any one of us can make a play, so that's how dangerous our defense is. Each one of us, we do our job. We believe we all could do it, so that's our danger.
You just need to scoop and score now.
Oh yeah,
find the end zone.
I need a fumble recovery and a scoop and score. I need both.
When's your last time to find the end zone?
The last time, high school probably. my one in college got called back.
Oh, did
you? Yeah.
Called back.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Lots of laughs and lots of smiles for DaRon Bland, and for good reason. Back here with Nate Newton, I'm Kyle Yeomans here from AT&T Stadium, and it was incredible to see this showcase from the rookies, because it wasn't just DaRon Bland. Sam Williams, Damone Clark forced a fumble. Tyler Smith broke a couple touchdown runs. The rookie class shined tonight more than it has all season long. How impressed were you with some of these youngsters?
Oh, man, it's just exciting, man, especially the young DaRon Bland, man. I mean, when he does things, I thought he was going to be our slot corner coming out of training camp, but something happened. They want the veteran guys who know what they're doing, knows Quinn defense for the second year. But this kid is growing. He takes his lumps along the way, but he quickly forgets and he produces.
So Jordan Lewis is out for a significant amount of time, most likely this season. Then you've got Anthony Brown, who left here on crutches. DaRon Bland and Kelvin Joseph, you're going to see a lot more of those two guys at the quarterback spot. How does that change things in the secondary?
I just have to be a little bit more basic. You can't throw a lot of the things. You can't graduate them real quick. So you got to take them easy, man. Joseph, he got to come to play, man, because we're going to ask a lot of him this last 4 or 5 games.
There was a touchdown that he came up, and he was on the bad end of it. He played better as we went along. But, however, the Cowboys come out on top in a big way in this one. When we come back, we tie a bow on this one and look ahead for the Cowboys' next matchup.
Yeah, this is a team thing for me.
What does it say about this team and the mindset of this team? You're on a 3-game winning streak. You're scoring more points than anybody in the league, but yet you're still trying to add Odell Beckham to this team.
We're trying to be as great as we can be, and in every aspect. And obviously, getting into the late of the year, what we've got coming up, and just on our schedule, and then obviously making a run at the Super Bowl. You want to make sure that you have as many weapons as you can, that you're fully loaded in every direction, and just planning for the future. So as I said, it's not only about this year; it's about in the future. But right now, yeah, I mean, this team is resilient. That's been our mantra. It's been our motto, and we're not satisfied by scoring 50. We're not satisfied by. Come on, man, please. Thank you. They're grilling me. It's midnight. All right, Coach, I'm right behind you, hopefully. Love that guy. I forgot the question, but this team's resilient. We're not satisfied. We're going to continue to work. We're going to continue to try to get better. And that's the type of men that we have on all sides of the ball, and we're hungry. We're hungry.
Dak, Patrick Walker, DallasCowboys.com. You talk about the team wanting to get better. Obviously, you're going to watch some film and see some things that you could clean, that team as a whole could clean up in the first quarter. So, but one thing you guys cleaned up in a big way: penalties. You went from a season high against the Giants in 13, season low today at 3 against the Colts. Did you do anything different in the preparation for this game that helped contribute to that? And how important is it to keep that low going forward?
Yeah, he would have loved that question. He would have loved that question. Yeah, I'm just. Penalty-free type week, I guess you want to call it, and just in the way that we approach the week, practicing, being more aware, understanding that we're getting penalties and things called tight on us.
Dallas Cowboys Game Night was presented by AT&T, the official 5G innovation partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Reliant, an NRG company. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full and condensed game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl.
It was all Dallas Cowboys under the night of Sunday Night Football. The lights of AT&T Stadium shining bright on a 54-19 win as the Cowboys take the horseshoes and drive them into the sand. We are wrapping up things here on Cowboys Game Night with the 3-time Super Bowl champ Nate Newton. I'm Kyle Yeomans, and things were great for the Cowboys in this one. They've been playing solid football each of the last 3 weeks. They've got the Texans coming up next week, the Jags the week after that, and then a Christmas Eve matchup with the Philadelphia Eagles. What do they need to do to continue this streak moving forward?
Just keep improving on the blueprint. They know they got to keep it complementary to, I'm talking about on the offense. You got to run the ball. You got to pass the ball. You got to be safe. You cut down on the penalties down to 3. Keep it around that, and no pre-snap penalties. And so if we can do that right there, you can build on this next game with the Texans. Then you can build after that, looking forward to December 24th.
Ooh, getting ahead of yourself a little bit.
We can.
They're not doing that in the locker room, just so you know, but we absolutely can because those are 2 winnable games coming up in the next 2 weeks. If that's the case, you're at 9-3 right now. You would be 11-3 at the moment. If Philadelphia falls at one point throughout the season, that would be a game that likely could decide the entire division. So keep that in mind as we get closer and closer to December 24th. The Cowboys win it in a big way here, over 200 yards rushing, 54-19. The final score. For Nate Newton and our entire DallasCowboys.com crew, I'm Kyle Yeoman saying so long from AT&T Stadium. We'll see you next week on Cowboys Game Night.